Hi guys, welcome back to Garden of Kaylin. I'm not gonna lie, I have a ton of plants to show you guys, so this may be a long one, but stay tuned. It's been a while since I did a plant tour and a lot has changed since then, so let's see what's new. Starting here in my bedroom, the well-finned Sansevieria, which I think Sansevieria was just reclassified, but I'm still calling it a snake plant. So this is my well-finned snake plant, and when I got it, I posted to Instagram and I asked if I should get this one or if I should get like a vanilla vine, and everybody voted for this one, so this one it was, and I'm so glad because this is way easier to care for. And then this lemon meringue, both those that I did propagate, and now it's just sitting here because my sister wants one, so it's just chilling here until she comes to get it. And then I have another snake plant here that I'm actually bringing back to life. It is the neighbor's, and his grandma, who recently died, had this and it was dying, so I'm just bringing it back to life. So hi Buster. That's how that's doing down there. So cute in a little cute terracotta pot. Moving over to my narrow form philodendron, I think jungle boogie, that I have to back up for you to really see for real because it is really growing up and glowing up. I'm thinking about taking this because it has a whole nother plant now. So I'm thinking about removing that. Oh, there's a yellow leaf. Okay, I'll get that later. So yeah, I want to take that up out of the pot and actually start a new one again for my sister. Y'all, I'm trying to bring her into the plant world. I'm trying to like get her as obsessed as me. And I figured if I just give her a bunch of plants, she'll have a better appreciation for them. So I'm trying to convert her. You guys help me out with that. If you know me personally, just tell her to please love plants like I do. Thank you. And then, of course, I got my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma here. This is kind of a spot filler, and I put it here just because there was so much blank wall, which if you know me, you know I can't stand. So when I put it here, I kind of forgot about it, and it's in leca. It's in leca, and then it started growing, and I was like, oh wait, I forgot you were back there. So there she is next to my man Michael. Hey Michael. And then I have the, what's this, Scindapsus exotica back here. And these I'm learning even though they're slow growing when I have them in a lower light spot, they don't require that much from my experience. And that's in leca as well, which is probably why it doesn't require too much. See that? All right, so moving on. Another snake plant there. I don't even remember the last time I actually watered it. I really don't, but it's gonna start growing up above the TV soon, so I may have to relocate it, but probably not this year, maybe. And then I've got some propagations just up here. I just repotted all the propagations that I had in here and started the whole thing all over, and it's just kind of like a never-ending cycle of propagations. And then we have the Philodendron angustialatum here, and you guys have seen this a lot of other times in a few of my other videos. I don't know, doesn't it kind of remind you of like a horse? It kind of reminds me of a horse. But it's got these crazy lobes, and I thought that this one was just deformed because I wanted it to be, you know, kind of like straight, but I see that even with this new leaf, when they come in, they just kind of like hang out behind. They kind of like bend over behind the main part of the leaf, so whatever. It's interesting. There's me. Hi guys. And then over in this corner, which is kind of a lot, I've got some hanging, and of course a grow light, and then I've got these down here. Now I wanted to bring up this grow light here, which kind of the cord just kind of goes up and down, and it's plugged in, and it has like a little press switch. I love this because it's just a grow light bulb, and the pendant that I got off of Amazon, and it's really truly a major fix for plants that aren't getting like a lot of bright light. So I have them in a few spots, but I'll get to those, and I'll link the pendant and the grow light in the description below. So anywho, without further ado, I've got the Philodendron Yopii over here. This is the newest leaf, and it has just been, I feel like it's not reaching its full potential because of these jerks, you see. And so I've been treating, and I realized I have to just be more consistent with everything. And I wanted to leave everything as is so you guys can like get a real idea of, I mean, on my Instagram, all my plants look perfect and healthy, but that's not the case at all. So I'm just keeping it real. But anywho, my Yopii looks okay for now. It has these weird spots on it now. This is the newest leaf, and this is the first time I've seen them on here. So if you know what that is, please let me know down below. I don't know. It's really weird. Really weird. So there's that. And then up there I've got, what is this? Pothos, is it Pearls and Jade or Mandula? I don't know. So I got this a few months ago, and I always forget to water it up there. So I have to be careful and pay closer attention. Like I see a leaf up there that's kind of struggling, and like I said, I have to just be more careful and mindful about watering it and keeping it watered. I don't know what is causing this to struggle so much. I really don't. I had it up on that shelf over there, and I figured, okay, it's not getting enough light, and these are plants that up there are plants that I don't have to water that often. And I thought this was one of them, but I guess I was wrong. I do see a little bit of new growth right there. So I don't know. It just looks sickly, you know what I mean? So I've been watering it. It's getting enough light, I think. And the leaves aren't falling off. They just don't look all that great and vibrant the way they did when I first got it. So and the lighting kind of sucks, so you can't see it as well as I can, obviously, but I'm just not really understanding why it's doing what it's doing. We'll keep trying. But this is a propagation of a Cebu Blue Pothos that started fenestrating. The bigger one is upstairs. And so I took the top cutting off. It was outgrowing its moss pole. And when it got roots and I put it in soil, it just started yellowing. And I'm just kind of waiting for it to bounce back. So nothing much to see there. Moving on down, I've got the Monstera Adansonii down here, and I'm getting a little bit better at keeping the moss pole water, and she just got watered today, actually, like right before this video, so I'm waiting for her to kind of perk back up. She will. They don't like to be overwatered, not in my care at least, so I kind of let it dry out almost to the point of like a succulent. I probably should not, but it's been doing okay. I haven't had any leaf loss or any crisping of the leaves or anything like that. So maybe it likes that. I don't know. And then back here, I've got the Alocasia. I forgot. I'll put it on the screen though. But this one is another one that does not like to be overwatered, and I bottom water it. So I'll take it up out of here, and I'll just put it in a bowl of water. And then I'll let it soak up a little bit of the water, and then I'll add a little bit of fertilizer to it. So I try not to fertilize on like really dry plants, and I try to keep this a little on the moist side. But so far so good. It's just had these 2 leaves since I got it, and they're okay, but I don't know. You just got to be patient, I guess. I'm just kind of used to Alocasia growing a little bit faster. I know they're not the fastest growers, but I'm not used to them being that slow. And these leaves are a bit bigger, so it's probably putting all of its energy into making a nice big leaf for me. At least that's what I like to think. So yeah, my cissus, this color is hanging on. All right, so let me tell you, I lost so many leaves, so many. So I figured I was letting it dry out a little bit because I didn't want to overwater it. I've got a humidifier here, which I usually have running. So it wasn't a humidity thing, I don't think. It's still in its soil that I put in when I brought it home. So I did change the soil out. I don't know. It keeps getting these funky specks on it. If you can see. Like, let me find another one. I don't know. It just starts being really weird. And so I started watering it more, not letting it dry out quite as much. And maybe that's going to be a fix. I mean, it gets plenty of new growth. Like the new growth comes in. It never stopped growing. Hold on, let me focus. Or let me find another one. So it does get new growth. And it hasn't stopped growing. It's just that when the leaves get to a certain size, they do this. So please, I really want this to thrive and be as beautiful as it was when I first got it. So if you have any experience with this, if you know anything about it, please, like, this is why I don't get begonias. But this one, I really want to do well. I really do. I'm like really obsessed with that plant. Back here is a Micans that I ended up putting up on a cocoa pole, as you see there. And then I ended up cutting the pole because I made it way too big and instantly regretted it because it's growing like crazy now. You can see all of these colored leaves are new, so that's great. Kind of want it to size up. I know they're not going to be massive, but I do want them to get bigger. And then this is one of my pride and joys. Hold on, let me turn it. Oh, and look at my new leaf coming in. Aww. So my Philodendron my Philly Billy is really sizing up, really getting big. When I first got it, it was a few of, I don't know, maybe this size. A few of the leaves were this. No, they were smaller than that. They were tiny. It was tiny. And it grew and it grew. And it grew a second plant, which I've divided up and have in the living room now. And it's just been doing so great. Like, gosh, I really, really love this plant. I love it so much. I love this very, very bright vein down the middle of it. And it just keeps impressing me. It really does. It's gorgeous. Which leads me down here to my fuzzy petiole. I just watered this one yesterday. It's doing good. It hasn't really put out any new growth, but I do see something trying to do something back there. So that's great news. I love the texture of them, but that is kind of all that I love about this plant. It's just that it's super textured. It's not even super textured, but like the pillowiness of it. It looks like if I were a tiny human and I fell on it, it would, like, you know, have some buoyancy. I don't know. I have a wild imagination, I guess. So yeah, looking good up on this moss pole. Waiting for it to climb all the way up. Hopefully it does size up. So yeah. Next is kind of a newbie. I still have the plant stake in it right there. But this is my Philodendron Choco Empress, or Pluto, that I am so in love with. Oh my gosh, how the leaves come in red like this. Absolutely adore it. Crazy about this plant, truly. I posted it on my Instagram just the other day and I can't stop looking at it. This probably isn't the best spot. It's okay, but I have other spots that would be better for it. I just want to be able to look at it every day. So I have it here. Oh my gosh, you guys. It is so gorgeous. And I had been looking at it for months, and it's one of those things where I would be like, oh, I'll get it next time, I get it next time, because it kept putting me over my budget. And this time I was like, you know what, I'm getting it. Today is the day. So I got that just a few days ago. Plant shopping with my mom and my grandma. Also, I got this one. This is the Philodendron El Choco Rojo. And Rojo it is. Look at that. Now, I just want to show you something really quickly. So I got that, you guys, I got this for 50 bucks. Like what? $50. And let me show you what else I got for $50. Hold on. Also, I'm not gonna take out, but right here, also El Choco Rojo, and excuse the fan, you guys, sorry. Also $50. So you see there's a vast difference. So this was definitely a deal. I had to snatch it up real quick, and I can't wait. Like, I thought this new leaf wasn't gonna make it, and it's doing phenomenal so far. Hasn't unfurled all the way, but what? Yes, I can't believe I finally have one of these. All right, my battery died, but I'm back. My Philodendron Florida right here, that's in, let me move this. That's in Lecca. So it's doing great. I would love to propagate it and make it a little bit fuller, but I also love, it's kind of hidden beneath this little canopy of other plants. But I would also love, I also love it just being a single stem with just a few leaves hanging off. I think it's like kind of funky looking and interesting looking. So for now, I'm just leaving it right there. I do have another piece somewhere propagating, and I also have another Philodendron Florida upstairs that is a lot bushier than this one, but not quite as tall. So for now, I'm just going to leave it like this. It is going to very quickly outgrow this pole, so we're going to have to address that soon. But for now, I'm going to leave it as is. Actually, I think when it does grow up, I'm going to cut it and propagate that piece and plant it back down in there to make it fuller. Fair enough. Back here, now this one, you guys, was such a unicorn. Let me move it over here. This is my Philodendron Felix. Oh, that lighting sucks. How about right here? Here we go. So this is my Philodendron Felix that I saw in a rare plant shop, and he told me it wasn't for sale. So I was like, ugh. It was way bigger than this. I mean, it was like a lot taller. And he told me it wasn't for sale, and I was so blown because I was like, I really want it. So I found this little lady, cute little old lady. She was so cute in Florida. And I got this for 80 bucks, which was, to me, a kind of, you know, kind of a good deal. So it's got a new leaf coming in right there. I keep this moss pole nice and moist, and so far, so good. I got this new leaf a few weeks ago. I have another one coming in, and it really feels like paper, like cardstock, kind of. So, oh my goodness, love it so freaking much, you guys. Wow, I can't wait for it to get bigger. Hey, look at that. To some people, it may look like such a plain plant, but you just really gotta kind of see it when it gets a lot more mature. To me, it looked darker, and the leaves on the one in the plant shop that I saw were like a lot smaller than this. But anywho, I love it. It's one of my favorite philodendrons right now. Okay, so put that back. I have a variegated peace lily that's not quite that variegated anymore. It's hanging in there. It's been through some stuff. It wasn't getting enough light, which you guys probably know, you know, variegated plants need a little bit more light. But then I started giving it too much light, and then I started not giving it enough humidity, and then I started over fertilizing. It's just been through a lot. So y'all send her some love. She's been abused, but we're coming around, and I'm so sorry. Let me rotate that real quick. Okay. I don't know. I'm trying. Y'all know calatheas and me and ferns and me just cannot. I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say, because she's annoying and dramatic. My neon pothos that I found a few months ago, that was actually variegated, right? So you can see that leaf right there. And I'm not going to pull it out because the last time I did, I knocked over this plant, which I'll get to next. But you see that. You've seen the neon pothos before. This here is my Philodendron bipennifolium aria that I also fell in love with. The leaves are so huge now. Oh my gosh, so healthy. Well, sort of healthy. But I wanted to give grandma a piece. So instead of like a normal person cutting it from the top, because it has these really, really good roots. I was trying to give her a piece from the bottom that was kind of an offshoot of the main plant, of the main stem. But instead, I ended up cutting the main stem. So there it is right there. And I just kind of like pulled it down and buried it back into the soil. And I guess we're okay. I guess we'll be fine. Just in case, I cut 2 more pieces off the top, one to actually give to her, and then the other one is planted here and looks great. So if you see there, it's got a new leaf coming in right there. So yeah, I think we'll be okay. It just really stressed me out when that happened. I could not sleep. I definitely lost a couple nights of sleep over that. Down here is my Philodendron Brantianum, and at first I really wanted it really badly. Oh, I got a new leaf coming in there too. So I wanted this really badly, and then I got it, and I was just a little underwhelmed with it. It is gorgeous. It really is, honestly, but it just didn't give me the satisfaction I thought it was going to give me when I wanted it really bad. I don't know what happened. I don't know why, but she looks great. She looks healthy, and she's propagated in so many other spots of my home. Speaking of propagations, this looks like looks kind of like a Micans, but it's definitely my melanochrysum that I propagated. It was in the IKEA greenhouse cabinet for several months. It really did take a while, but now that I have it in soil, it's just taken off. So even though it's just a little itty bitty baby, yeah, I think it's doing really well, and it's doing better than my mother plant. So I think propagation was definitely the right answer for this one. So I'm going to pull this out for you to really see carefully. Would you look at this? Oh my goodness. I fell instantly in love with this. I found it at Lowe's. It was Acosta Farms, and it has not let me down. It did not go into shock. It did not lose any leaves so far, and it's just been loving this spot and everything. So I am happy with it. I'm very, very excited to see what else it's gonna do. I mean, the leaves were big and healthy on it when I got it. I love it. I love it so much. It's so happy in the spot, and it's just been putting out new leaf after new leaf since I've gotten it. Now, I'm not familiar with the care for it. I've never owned one of these before. I don't know what type of pests it likes. I don't know what to expect, really. It's kind of been a pleasant surprise so far, because it was just too gorgeous to not have problems. I was like, there's no way this is going to be so gorgeous and not have issues, but you know, knock on wood, so far I haven't had any issues with it. Next, of course, you know, my Monstera Thai Constellation. I broke this leaf on accident because I'm always doing too much. I'm always doing too much. But it was in the greenhouse cabinet for a while, and it kind of started outgrowing it and taking up space from the other plants. As you can see, I have it in Leca. This was my only solution to preventing root rot, so I put it in Leca so fast when everyone kept saying, and is this, does it have pests? Do you see those little dots on there? What is that? I don't know, sometimes I think I have mealybugs or something, and it's really just debris or perlite, but it's not in anything that has perlite in it, so I'm stressed now, to be honest, but anyway, I'll come back to it. My Hoya that I absolutely fell in love with. I'm trying to give you the better lighting so you can, okay, there we go. So I had to put this on the trellis because it was going crazy. Like, if you look all the way over here, this tendril just goes so far. I had to trellis it up so fast. But I love this Hoya. It just looks, it confuses me sometimes because the leaf texture is a little bit wrinkly when it gets more mature, as you can see there. Like, it won't be as, I don't know, firm looking, I guess. I don't know how to really describe it, but I'm like, do you need water? So I'll come over here and like kind of do like that, and it's like, no, I'm fine, leave me alone. So in this light, I wish you could see what I could see. In this light, like the veining is so black, and I just love that. I love that. And it's almost translucent. I'm not going to be able to capture it on the camera, I don't think. But as you can see, I'm definitely trying. So, yep, there she is, being so cute. All right, so over to my greenhouse cabinet. On top, I've got a Cebu Blue Pothos. Back in either March or April, I showed you guys me getting a really big one, and I divided it into like 3. So here's one of them, and it's just starting to trail down the cabinet from the light from this window and the light from this grow light in here, and it just loves the spot. So I'm just gonna let it keep doing its thing. I have one trailing, I have one climbing. I just kind of want to see, like, experiment with different growth patterns to see what I like best, I guess. So yep, there's that. In here, I feel like I'm gonna have to yell because I don't want the fan to overpower my voice. I've got a lot of new plants down there and some somewhat new plants at the top in here. Like I've got this Syngonium propagation going, and I've got this, what is this? Shoot, I forgot. It was struggling, but it's since put out, or trying to put out, a new leaf. And I just put it in some pond because I don't know what was wrong with it when I first got it, but it would not stop trying to die. And I was like, oh, no, you don't. Yeah, that's that. And then this one, you guys, this one has been keeping me up. Not because anything is wrong with it, but because when I was sold it was sold as a glorious, and I've since determined this is not a glorious. This is the newest leaf. So it's either like I don't know, maybe it's not a Potsazanum, right? I don't know. It could be a McDowell. Maybe one of you knows. I mean, I have really been researching and trying to find out which one this is, but it's not mature enough, I feel like, to really determine. But I feel like it's between a McDowell and a Potsazanum. I'm leaning more on the McDowell side. So one of my followers actually suggested that it was a McDowell, and I started like heavily researching it, and I was like, oh, I think it is a McDowell. But then I saw a Potsazanum, and I said, oh wait, is it a Potsazanum too? I mean, instead. So yeah. Oh, I forgot, I do have a piece of that Florida propagating right there. And then back here, this is my Jose Bruno that would not variegate. It seems like it's not really a Jose Bruno. But anyway, I'm propagating another piece and just trying to kind of see what happens. I don't know. It's weird. It might be a Imbe, maybe. Maybe y'all know. I don't know. Let me know. A Scindapsus that I am, Scindapsus right here that I am trying to propagate also for my sister. If she's not impressed by this, I don't know what will impress her. Like, what? Are you kidding me? And then right here is and the fungus gnat trap just got stuck to that leaf back there, which honestly may be a better spot for it anyway. So I'm going to leave it alone for right now. My Plumanii right there. Keep putting it in the same spot. The Plumanii is, I don't know, it's been interesting. It's been slower than I expected it to be. This was the last leaf it pushed out. Absolutely gorgeous. And before this one isn't even hardened off all the way. It's not. And it's already pushed out another new leaf. So, okay. Anywho, I'm thinking about cutting it like right there where these roots are and propagating it, letting it root, and then putting it down into the soil to let it, because from here on down there's one leaf and it looks a little leggy to me. So yeah, I'll probably propagate this and make it a little bit fuller. It's just that right now it's been kind of struggling, so I don't want to do anything to it, especially not while it has a new leaf unfurling. So we'll wait on that. Patience, patience. My Hoya linearis up here getting so long. It was like, it started like right there and it's getting longer and longer. This is another one I'm going to end up propagating and making a little bit fuller. But right now I don't mind the look of it. I usually keep it like around 75 in here. Right now it's 58. I have the door open. But yeah, my Hoya croniana, I can never say it right. And this is the frost. It is starting to sun stress, which is kind of what I wanted it to do because I wanted that bright coloring to come out. And so far so good. It's growing, I want to say like crazy. It's hard for you to like really see that it's growing like crazy, but if you look right there, there's some new leaves coming in. If you look right here, new leaves coming in. All of these are new, and then it's got more forming or growing right here. So far so good. I'm keeping it in here where it's nice and warm and humid, and right there it gets plenty of direct sunlight. So I recently heard that the Hoyas love direct sunlight, but they actually don't love direct sunlight, and that it stunts their growth. But I don't know. So far I'm just, you guys, I have too much stuff to do to try to relocate all my Hoyas. There's just too many of them. Oh, I got another Adansonii here propagating. Yeah, so I'm gonna eventually make one big full plant to also give to my sister. That's not where you were. All right, so moving on. Oh, and I have another plant there. I'm gonna eventually take that out. Maybe I'll give it to one of you guys. We'll see. All right, so down here, this is the Syngonium that I found the other day. I could not believe it. I found it at Home Depot, y'all. What? You know what that is. You know what that is. And then I have another one, but look at this leaf. What? Oh my gosh. It was only 2 of them, and I got both of them because what? I gotta have both of them. And they were $4.99. Oh my gosh. I was so ecstatic when I found these. I was like, there's no freaking way. There's just no way. So I have them just in here acclimating. I'll eventually move them to 2 separate locations, but for now, that's just where they are. And then I've got my Ring of Fire. This one is kind of a newbie. Had it for about a month now. Putting out a new leaf. Love all of my plants that are like, I mean, can you imagine this being like this with this coloring? Because I can't. I mean, I can, which is why I love it so much, but that's just so exciting to me. It really is. And then you saw that I have the El Choco Rojo back there. I don't know what's going to happen with that. It hasn't done anything for me so far. This is something that I'm propagating, but I forgot to label it. So I don't know what it is now, but it's there. We'll find out. We'll find out what it is. And then look at this watermelon peperomia. So when I was at the plant shop, she pointed this out to me. And I was like, oh, gotta have it. I mean, it's just a watermelon peperomia, but what? Yes. But yeah, super excited about that one. No fungus gnats, it seems. So I'll put her there for right now. And then these two are definitely not the same thing. This is a glorious. So I got that. Oh, I thought that was a root. I was like, there's no way it's rooted already. This was a root that it came with, but I'm just gonna let it grow some pretty decent sized roots and then I'll pot it up. So far so good. I actually probably need to change that water and take that stem off before it rots. All right, moving on. I've got my Hoya compacta back here. I'm just gonna leave it alone for right now and see where it goes because I need it to survive. And then right here, I sold this off my mom's. I have a bigger one. I have a bigger one upstairs. And then I found this and was like, wait, what's this? And I had to wait for this new leaf to come out to kind of be able to guess what it was. But now I know. This bad boy is the Philodendron Florida Bronze. It was definitely an interesting one when I saw it on the Green Escape site. So it's not much to look at yet, but we'll get there. I want to see. I want to see if it's really a thing or if it's just another one of those, you know, hype jobs. Another Hoya. I'm not even going to talk about it. It's pissing me off right now. But look at this. You guys, what is this? Is this an epicrimnum? This is another one that I got from Grandma that I'm propagating. Hey, baby. That I propagated. No, I'm down here. That I propagated, and now I don't really know. I don't know what it is. Do y'all know what it is? I've got another Adansonii here, but this one doesn't look like the traditional one. Oh, I'm glad I'm doing this video because I have a lot of questions for you guys. Like, this is not the regular Adansonii. It's different, or either this one's different or this one's different than the regular, like, standard Adansonii. And I didn't realize there were so many types, but as you can see, this leaf is like a little bit thicker. There aren't as many fenestrations in it, so, and the leaves are thinner. So, oh, it's growing through here. Oops. Do they look different to you guys? Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. Monstera deliciosa. This one's kind of on the newer side, and I got it only because a white leaf. Hold on. What? I mean, I know that leaf's gonna die, but ignore the fungus gnats. They're driving me so crazy. I hate them so much with all my heart. I didn't see anything else on here. Gosh, these leaves get so dusty. Anyway, I didn't see anything else on the plant, like anything else on the leaves, but I'm closely monitoring each leaf because maybe, just maybe, I'll be one of those lucky people. Wait, what's this? Am I reaching? Am I reaching, y'all? Am I just grasping at straws here? I mean, you saw it does have a white leaf. You never know. Another Scindapsus up here that I think is so cute because it'll grow up the curtain and kind of hug the curtain. Another Philodendron Brazil that surprisingly hasn't done a lot. Has not done a lot at all. And I've had it for like 2 years. So I haven't done anything to it. I haven't cut it or anything. This is just what it's doing. I propagated Cebu Blue up there and another Adansonii here that needs probably for me to take it down and show it some love. But a lot of my plants thrive on neglect, so we'll see. All right, and that is, oh, and my Summer Glory is in Leca. So my Summer Glory is in Leca, and I just love it so freaking much. I keep trying to convince my mom to get one. I guess it's just not doing it for her, but it's so gorgeous. It's so freaking gorgeous, you guys. Oh my gosh, like it's the sheen and how it looks like reflective. Are you serious? Who would not love this and be obsessed with it the way I am? And when the leaves come in, they're kind of like this bronze color. And it just, it's so gorgeous. Truly, truly gorgeous. So yeah, that's my Summer Glory. New leaf coming in. Everybody is growing. Everybody has a new leaf. I love summertime just for that reason. Hate summertime because of the bugs. All right, so up here, you can't really see, but I'll tell you what's there anyway. I've got these Scindapsus exotica, Scindapsus Trupii Moonlight. In that little red pot is another Micans that I've propagated and it's doing so good up there. A ZZ plant and the global green pothos. All right, so moving on to kind of my foyer and living room. This is just some dried eucalyptus that I actually got out of my own garden, so I'm really proud of that. And then I've got the Ficus elastica. I've got another ficus. I love this pot so much. I got it for Ross for like $10 and I'm so obsessed with it. I think it's really cool. And then I've got a snake plant moonshine down there. So they're cute. They're just cute. First plants you see when you walk in, kind of. So anywho, onto my living room. So we got a lot going on in here, y'all. We got a lot going on. I was thinking about making this 2 parts because we have a lot going on here. Okay. A lot of newbies in here. So, starting here, this is my Anthurium Silver Blush that is trying to bounce back from something. I don't know what, but I looked and this leaf was not really given thriving. So I'm just gonna leave it alone. It doesn't need to be watered, but I do bottom water them. I am just really bummed out about that leaf, but the other ones are otherwise healthy and still gorgeous as ever, still shimmery, so love that. And then I've got my Philodendron Splendid back there that has actually 2 plants in it. This one was struggling. So at first they were struggling to come out, but this is about how big it was when I got it, and it's since pushed out like 3 new leaves, 2 new leaves, and then 1 on the way. But as you can see, it's about to outgrow this cabinet altogether, so we're gonna have to figure that out. And then, I don't know, let's move down here. This is my Anthurium. Which one is this? The Clarinurium. I really need to stop taking the labels out. I keep saying I'll remember, but I'm not remembering. So, an Anthurium. This one is my Alocasia Quilted Dreams that was struggling, so I cut it back completely to just a stem. And this is all the leaves that it's pushed out since it's been in here, so that's great. That's phenomenal. I've got the Anthurium. I put a lot of Anthuriums in here. The Anthurium Cobra is doing really well. The Anthurium Hocaria is supposed to be variegated. It is slightly, but I've seen better. I've seen a lot better. And then here, what is this called? This was one that I found, that I saved from the Lowe's. Pia Tree Ivy, that's what it is. But I saved this from the Lowe's clearance, and it's been doing okay so far. I'm so sad about this. This is my Alocasia Frydek, and when I first bring them home, I mean, I can get them to do well, but I can't get them to not, like, try to kill themselves the second they get in here. So this is where we are right now. I have it in pond. I water it kind of sparingly because every time I was watering it, it would start drooping again. This is actually the best that it's looked since I had it, and this is my fourth Alocasia Frydek. I don't know why I keep killing them. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I had it in soil, I had it in leca, and this is the first time I put it in pond. Hopefully that's going to solve my problems. My Anthurium Veitchii back here. I'm not going to pull it out because I'll just move this. So this is my baby Anthurium Veitchii. Can't wait for that to get big, because the last one I had, I killed it because I was pregnant and suddenly started hating my plants. Don't know what that was about. A Varicosum cutting. This is my Varicosum cutting that is doing okay. It's not dead, so it isn't dead yet. I guess it's doing fine. This is gorgeous, number one. But I got this from the rare plant shop, Chimera, from John the other day. And it's a hybrid that's a cross between like 3 different plants. So I don't know what to expect. I really don't. So far, it is absolutely stunning. The camera does not do it justice. It's going to be even more gorgeous when it gets bigger, of course. But I can't stop staring at it. I really can't. My Anthurium Pterodactyl here. Crisping at the edges, but otherwise doing really well. And this is the Cercestis Mirabilis. I'm saying it, I'm botching the name, I always do. But at first I didn't want to get it because I thought it was an Anthurium. So I had to leave it and then bring it back home. And then come back home, research it, and then I was like, okay, I want it. Because I saw a big picture of it and I saw that it was gorgeous, number one, and that it was actually a philodendron and a climber. So for this little one, it was $105. I saw some better deals than this, but that was after the fact, and oh well, I'll be okay. So far so good. Very excited about it. Let me move to some better light. Very excited about it. Definitely out of this world looking. Kind of gives you like prehistoric vibes. Isn't that cute? For real. Doesn't it look cool? So very, very interesting. Very prehistoric looking. Got some alocasia propagations here. Everybody in here is doing good. I'm not going to go through each and every plant, but I'll back up for you to see if there's anything that you want to see in particular, let me know and we can chat about it. We can definitely chat about it. I'm really bummed about that. Anyway, so I don't want to make the video too long, so I'm kind of skipping over plants that I've previously spoken about. But if it's doing something crazy, I'll give you an update. My Monstera Peru looks really good. Has been looking so well, but the leaves on it are just getting bigger. It's not pushing out any new growth. It's just that the leaves are getting larger. So that's weird, but I'll take it. I guess that's how it grows. It hasn't really told me it needs anything. I water it when it's pretty dry, and that's it. This Philodendron Brazil was growing up my wall to the point where you see this speck. I had to pull it up off the wall, and I was like, oh no, you don't. You are not going to destroy my walls. But I just have to come through here every so often and make sure it's not touching the wall and keep it on this makeshift trellis that I turned a picture to. So we'll see. I like it though. My Alocasia Polly right here. You guys ever notice that this is always on my TV whenever I'm doing a video in my living room? Can you guess who's doing this? Do you want to know? Anyway, so my Alocasia Polly right here is, I never actually spot a new leaf on it. I never see a new leaf coming in. I never see a new leaf unfurling. It just always seems to have a new one. So probably because I'm leaving it alone. Matter of fact, let's stop talking about her or she'll die. This is a Regal Shield. My mom has a really big one at her house. Actually bigger than that one back there. But she had to repot it recently. And she had a bunch of babies in it. And I'm not kidding, like 50. She has like 50 pots of Regal Shield Alocasias. So yeah, she's selling a few of them. If you guys are interested, let me know. She did give me 2 of them. She gave my grandma like 6. Why do you need 6 of them? I don't know. They get huge, but that's grandma for you. Oh shoot, this is about to fall over. Hold on. That would be such a disaster. Oh my gosh, it would really, really blow my entire day. Okay, I think it's fine. So this is a pink Birkin that I got maybe in like March. It's got a new leaf, but I don't understand it. It's a pink Birkin. It doesn't even look like a regular Birkin. How is it a pink Birkin? Maybe I just have to keep waiting for new leaves. I'm interested to see what this one's gonna look like. But where's the pink? I mean, obviously there's pink, you know? And I can see some like trying to stripes underneath the leaves, but other than that, it's not given right now. It's not, but we'll see. This is my other Philodendron Billy that has moss on it. Sorry. That I tore off but that I separated from the other one. This is kind of the size of the leaves. It was like 2 or 3 of these leaves when I first got it last year. So I'm very, very happy with how it's turning out and looking so gorgeous and sizing up. This one's going to be a good one. I'm sure of it. Up here, I've got my heartleaf Philodendron growing. It's like Jack and the Beanstalk. It keeps going higher and higher, but the leaves are kind of small. So, I don't know. We'll see how that goes. That's one of the ones I can like set and forget, and I'm okay with that. My neighbor redid his bathroom and gave me this shelf. Let me stand back so you can see it. So he gave me this shelf, and he was using it for like bathroom stuff, and I was like, oh, that would be good for plants, and I can even hang like a few little cute ones from this. Anywho, this color right here, I have to keep propagating it because y'all saw how it's doing in my bedroom, and I don't know if it's just gonna like wake up dead one day. So I'm gonna keep propagating it and saving them just in case. This global green pothos was so far down, it was almost about to start trying to root into the soil of this poly, and y'all know how poly is. She's very extra. So I was able to cut this down and propagate it into a bunch of little propagations, and so far so good. It kind of grows weird. I'm not really like, it's not it for me. But everything isn't for everybody. And I do like how long it's gotten. It's a good spot filler. My Philodendron Micans right here looking good. It was struggling at first, but since I put it up on the shelf, it's really been doing well. The leaves are small on it, but I have so many of them. I'm okay with that. And I can't believe my mom was like really about to buy one. And I was like, Mom, don't buy that. I have too many of them. So I think it looks great. I think it's cute. I think it does well in so many different lighting conditions. I've got a Syngonium up here. Don't know which one that is. I think Berry Illusion is what it is. I've got this Alocasia. I think this is a Calculata. And then I've got a Cebu Blue Pothos right here kind of doing its thing. That's going to my sister too. And then back here, I'm kind of jumping all around. Sorry. And I hope I'm not going too fast, but this is my second time recording because I had to delete the first one. I accidentally deleted the first one. Anyway, this Burl Marks Fantasy seems to love this spot. It seems to love being in terracotta. I've had them before. I've killed 2 of them already. This is the one, this is the biggest one I've had so far and the one that has done the best so far. It's even got a new leaf coming in. I mean, well, this is like the 3rd new leaf that it's gotten since I had it. So I think that with a lot of my plants, the secret is just leaving them alone, because the plants that I leave alone, obviously not for too long, that's when they start thriving. So I think I'm just doing too much. I know I'm just doing too much. I always do too much. I've got the, what is this? The I'm drawing a blank. Very common. Neon. Gorgeous. Can't wait for it to trail down. My Philodendron Charonier. I don't know like, how does my brain remember these names? I don't know. There's like an index that I have to like scroll through the index as I'm talking. So sorry if I draw blanks sometimes, but anywho, that's my Charonier that has not put out a new leaf since I got it. Doesn't even show signs of a new leaf anytime soon. That's okay. It has 4. That's fine. So we're just gonna let her be. This Hoya clearly has trust issues because it keeps like struggling. It really keeps struggling. Like, look. And I can't get it to do right. I've tried different lighting conditions. I'm kind of surprised that it's fussy. It didn't seem fussy, but I did get it from a big box store. That's probably why she has trust issues. She needs to understand, oh, these leaves are like velvety. I just realized that. Oh, wow, they're so smooth on both sides. Gosh. Oh my gosh, I did not know that. I'm glad oh my gosh. Oh, I think I need, well, that kind of changes things a little bit. She may need a little bit more humidity now that I'm feeling the leaves. Now that I know they're velvet. I can't stop. I can't stop. Oh, I did not know that. So this is a Syngonium that was growing so well for me, and well, a little too well because I had to keep propagating it. And then once I propagated it the 3rd time, it doesn't do very well. It keeps putting out tiny new leaves. It had fungus gnats, which is probably why it's not doing very well. So I sprinkled some cinnamon, some insecticides. I mean, I've been trying to treat it in so many different ways. You can actually see some of the cinnamon on there right now. So that's the old trap, and this is like the newest one. So I guess it's working. That's been in there for like 2 weeks. So I guess it's working. This is my White Knight Philodendron that is putting out smaller leaves ever since I took it out the greenhouse cabinet because I kept damaging the leaves. They were like too far out, and so I've broken off 2 leaves. So very abusive, I guess. I'm just a bad mom. But anywho, this is the newest leaf that it's put out, and yeah, I'm gonna stop touching him because I've already done enough damage to him. I can't believe I finally have one of these, not because it's hard to find or like super rare or anything, but I've seen them a million times over and over and over. I'm sure you have too, but this time it kind of like called my name. So I finally got one and I don't regret it. I only regret the fact that I didn't get one sooner, because this is like gorgeous. I think it's that, I think the color of it was just throwing me off, because like my brain says that plants should be green, you know, green, 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 maybe with some white veining. But when I see like yellow on a leaf or anything that like kind of resembles possible death, I think my brain was just like rejecting it. And now I love it. So another Hoya here, looking good. I just propagated this one too, but it looks good. It's looking great. It's been growing like crazy this summer, which is why I had to propagate it, because it was kind of like starting to get entangled in my alocasias down here. Moving down to the alocasias, I have this scalprum that actually has a flower. I am not responsible for the flower, but I was very thrilled that it had one. And I'm just letting it hang out here, waiting for the leaves to turn black. And they accumulate a lot of dust, so I do have to make sure I keep coming in to dust it. I've got a black velvet propagation here. It's not dead yet, so it's doing good. I've got the Alocasia corazon that I accidentally sprayed bug spray on one of the leaves, so don't judge me, but it looks well and swell for the most part. I mean, for an alocasia, I very rarely have a perfect alocasia, so yeah, it's doing good. These two, one is a mellow, one is a Maharani. I don't know which one is which. I don't remember. I keep forgetting to label them, and yeah, so let's see. I'll move over here. I've got a few other plants on there, but they're not doing too hot right now. They're kind of in rehab. Actually, this Rhaphidophora decursiva is doing okay, but why is the leaf growing into another plant? Like, what are you doing? Why are you over there? I think I'm gonna cut this. This is kind of leggy. It's a little bit leggy. Moving on over here. I wanted this Alocasia Syrian for so long, and I don't know, are you dying or are you just big like that? Looks like it's trying to yellow a little bit, but I don't know. I'm probably gonna end up staking it up because I don't want the kids or the dog to snap that leaf off, even though it might be in shock. I don't know, because I did recently put it into pond, so, which is eventually all of these are going to be out. Most of these are going to be out of soil, because I am so done with the fungus gnats. I really am. And I don't have the problem in the wintertime, but like in the wintertime I have spider mites and thrips, and like in the summertime the humidity is great, they do great, but the fungus gnats love the soil, and I can't take anymore. My Philodendron mayoi, you know the one, is doing okay. I did not realize they were crawlers until I was like, why are you, wait a minute, where are you going? But I don't think I'm going to repot it or anything this year. I think I'm going to wait until next summer or next spring to repot it. Hopefully it doesn't grow all the way over here into my wall and start climbing up the wall. If it does, I'll end up just moving it on the floor and letting it do its thing. But I've got a new leaf coming in right here, so it looks great. This, I can't believe I found it this so big at Home Depot, and it's got a new leaf coming in. And all the brown stuff you see, I mean the lighter brown stuff, is just cinnamon. So it's just an extra layer of protection. And it seems to maybe be working, because I only see like a few fungus gnats on there. So maybe it's working. This definitely needs to be bottom watered soon. I bottom water all of my alocasias. That may be helping with the fungus gnats. I don't know what happened with that leaf on this Syrian, but we're going to leave it alone. I've got this Philodendron Calkins Gold. Whatever. I think I'm going to end up giving that away, because it's just not doing much for me. I already have a Pink Lady. I already have a Periso Verde. I think I'll be okay without this one. This Philodendron Radiatum that was being sold as a Florida, and I was like, that is not a Florida. So I got it and it was huge when I got it. So I've cut it up into so many different pieces, and this one's actually doing the very best so far. The other ones are really, really slow growing. And I didn't even realize it had this leaf on it. Like, do you see? They don't even look related. Like, they seem to transform so much as they grow. But this is the newest leaf. That's the newest, and so far so good. My Philodendron Goldii, I don't know why, has not put out any new growth for me in almost 2 years. It's not dying, it's never given me any problems or pests, but could it be the pot maybe? Maybe it needs to be repotted. Probably. I just told on myself because I just said almost 2 years. Well, for that almost 2 years it's been in the same pot, so that could be why, but I don't know. I'd be like kind of scared to repot my plants sometimes, and I don't want to mess them up. So anyway, I thought somebody was at the door. I've got this Baltic Blue Pothos that's going to be for my sister propagating there. The Anthurium Superbum, not looking too hot right now. Probably doesn't like this spot. I'll end up moving it. Oh, I've got a Capria down here that has lost a lot of leaves due to overwatering, but the soil will look so dry. It will look so dry. I'm just gonna leave it alone. Allocations like to be on the more like damp side, but not mine. Not mine. I'm not even kidding. When I leave them alone and let them completely dry out, that's when they do good. I don't get it. All right, so now I'm gonna take you guys upstairs. I never really go up there, but I'll have to be a little bit fast. So I'm gonna end up having to paint this wall. So I haven't done, like, I want more plants up there, like all the way up there. Wouldn't that be so perfect to do like a whole plant wall? But how am I gonna get up there to water them, number one, and how am I gonna get up there to put them up there, number two? Because I mean, these are stairs. Obviously a ladder, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Because I need this whole thing painted anyway. I also want to do something up there. Like have something kind of growing down that way too. But, you know, baby steps, y'all. Baby steps. But you see the potential, right? Do you see the potential of all this space? And it's just white. Oh, I hate white walls. But yeah, so far so good. So far so great, actually. Everything here always does really well because this is like the definition of bright indirect light. And I don't have problems with humidity. There's no vents or anything over here. So it really does. All my plants really love this spot. Except for this fern. Ugh, this one I'm full with ferns. Like, why are you always being dramatic? Always doing too much. Okay, and then you see that little plant corner that I have there. Like I said, I'm pressed for time, so I'm gonna move on. Got another shelf right there, but all of these I have somewhere else in the house, so I don't need to elaborate on them. All right, guys, so this video was getting way too long, so I decided to divide it into 2 separate parts. And so I'll show the upstairs portion of it in part 2. If you like content like this, don't forget to subscribe. And thanks, guys. I'll see you in the next one.